Look at this, Josh. Come on.
Oh,
Are we recording? Yeah, we're recording.
Imagine.
Just imagine if it wasn't recording. We have to like redo it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume you unsleeve it here, from right there. I don't want to break the sleeve. Ah, there we are. Alright. I've seen these unboxings before. This kind of like splits up like that, and the other side. Whoa! There we are.
You assemble it?
Well, do you really call it assembling if you're just gonna install the... Oh, it's pretty hefty. And I didn't imagine it to be like that big. Look, compared to my 6139.
It looks nice though.
Touch it. Look, there's a certain feel to the case. Touch it. Right?
Oh. It's not plastic, right?
It kind of feels like that, but if you hold it, look, hold it. It's kind of heavy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you see
actually,
that?
yeah.
That's all metal. That's all metal, right here. All right. Oh, look at the buckle. The buckle's also like metallic blue buckle. Well, one thing about this is I don't think you'll be able to put a NATO strap on this. But that's really nice. Right, let's get this aside. Designer Notes, Subject 88. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us at Instagram at designatelieraruba for behind-the-scenes content. Email us at designateliaviewer@gmail.com. This video is brought to you by Olto-8. Olto-8 is a microbrand that developed and successfully launched a set of Italian-themed timepieces with an interesting 12-hour dial setup. The brand's first offering, the Inifinity, was meticulously designed down to the typeface with versatile case materials and strap options. Recently, the company released its latest models with a more motorsports-inspired design and exceptional material finishings, the Inifinity II. The dimensions are identical in width and height. Coming in at 44mm, the square case has a large presence on the wrist. The lug width is 22mm, which is perfect as a strap changing option. The thickness is 12.8mm, which is not exceptionally thin for a time-only automatic, but it's not exceedingly thick either. Olto-8 is proud of this case construction with its unusual 44-facet design. Despite its light appearance, mainly due to its coating, the Inifinity II weighs pretty substantial on the wrist. This is a stainless steel case after all. It just about fits my cuff that measures at 6.25 inches. Comfort is a word that's thrown rather easily when it comes to watch reviews, and this one is no exception. However, the comfort comes not from how the watch hugs the wrist, but on how it feels to the touch. The matted finish of the case and strap feels very soft on your bare skin. The Inifinity II is coated with a fine application of Cerakote from the United States. This polymer ceramic composite protects the case from wear, corrosion, and chemical damage, while providing impact strength and hardness. This is very evenly applied all over the case. The very flexible strap is made from high-quality fluoro rubber that is often found on high-end watches. This premium feeling strap is anti-wear, water-resistant, and has a very rich color compared to normal rubber straps. The strap also has this ribbed pattern near the lugs that mimics the leather trimmings of sports cars, further emphasizing its motorsports inspiration. The buckle at the end of this strap is appropriately matched to the blue accents of the whole watch, such as the crown, dial bridges, and case back frame. These are brush and polish finished, providing textural contrast against all the white matte surfaces. The case back is crisply adorned with all the markings and designations that we expect no less from a premium quality timepiece. This is a screw-down case back featuring a sapphire crystal. The Inifinity II uses a Miyota 82S5 movement that's finished beautifully and includes a custom rotor bearing the brand's logo. The modifications on this popular movement is also very noticeable on the dial. For this level of work on this movement, Olto-8 raises itself above many microbrands in the market today. Olto-8's R&D team worked on the movement to provide a multi-layered dial setup for the Inifinity II. Here's how they did it. The Inifinity II's multi-layered dial is a clever integration of timekeeping presented in an unconventional way. The conventional watch has its hour hands revolving at the dial at 360 degrees from the 12 o'clock position. The Inifinity revolves only at 180 degrees. It begins from the left side and ends on the right part of the dial. This kind of timekeeping is based on classical automotive instrument gauges. Olto-8 had to slow down the frequency of the hour hand by half to accommodate this layout. They probably had to replace or add some gears to the movement to do this. The hour hand would start from the left side and revolve halfway across the dial and stop at the right side. On most high-end watches, this hand would jump back rapidly to its original position to the left. These are retrograde complications and cost a lot to develop and implement on a watch. The Inifinity II circumvents this by having two hour hand arrows along with two 12 o'clock markers. When one hour arrow drops off, the other arrow on the opposite side is immediately aligned to the 12 o'clock marker. A very ingenious use of the conventional hour hand. Speaking of conventional, the minute track and hands are read in the typical way, making a full 360 revolution as usual. If the hour hand was reconfigured to 180 degrees, the seconds hand is also displayed in an unusual manner. The seconds scale displays only a third of the minute, 20 seconds, and with the seconds hand reshaped into three different arrows. This Miyota 82S5 movement is a Japanese caliber with a 42-hour power reserve, beats at 21,600 beats per hour, and is constructed with 21 jewels. It's a hacking, skeletonized movement that's easy to operate and offers a hand-winding capability. This one is not a screw-down crown and has only 50 meters of water resistance. The dial is a real selling point of the Inifinity II. Despite being a skeletonized dial, the reading of the time is both easy and enjoyable. It may take some getting used to at first, but you can quickly adapt to how it's being read. Having large surfaces for the hands creates a more visible layer over and between the bridges. There are vast open spaces between these layers, further adding to the depth of the dial. Adding to this aesthetic are the thick frames for the numerals. These are also printed in a very crisp fashion. The escapement is also framed by the bridge structure, accented with a very nice mirrored onglage that plays with light gorgeously. The bridge on the other side exhibits the Olto-8 branding and automatic designation that are embossed and printed over cleanly. The Roman numerals on this dial is reminiscent of Cartier dials while being fused with avant-garde styling. It's a melding of two distinct styles in one single dial. Classical typeface on the upper part with the more modern numerals down below. All this is good and interesting until you actually see the lume. This luminescence consists of two applications. The green application on the hands are powerful C3 Super Luminova, while the white frame where the numerals are printed on have generous amounts of blue Swiss luminous paint. It's a fantastic and elegant hue of blue that covers the whole dial. There are other color combinations for the Infinity II line, but I find the white one is the showcase of this watch design. I imagined the square case could be compared to the G-Shock 5600, but after bringing the two together, it felt like a good idea than it actually is. There was no comparing the two. The G-Shock felt like a toy beside the Infinity. Compared to my Seiko 6139, the Infinity clearly has an overpowering heft and scale compared to this vintage Seiko offering, but there is not much of a size disparity when it comes to the case thickness. Now, beside the popular submariner, there is a clear difference in quality and overall presence. As much as the sub is a sports watch, you can easily pair it up with formal attires. The white motif of this particular Infinity tends to lean on the summer casual occasions. I tried switching straps in the effort to make it a more suitable combination on dressier outfits. This was easily done with the quick release spring bars, a definite plus of course, and used a leather strap. This could work, but I may need to buy a blue leather or racing strap to make it more appropriate. A quick note though, this dug-in lug design is so tight that you may not fit NATO straps on these cases. You will be limited to replacing them with a two-piece 22mm strap of your choice. You can get the Infinity II now on Kickstarter with the limited super early bird price of $329. The Infinity II is a clear, affordable alternative to high-end timepieces while offering comparable material technology. You'll get the Cerakote coating that provides the feeling of a ceramic case at a fraction of the price, the strap that is durable and comfortable, and the unconventional dial design. All of these are style flourishes, suffice to say, but there's so much substance and craft that went into achieving this style. Many of you have noticed already how microbrands have exploded in the watch scene because it has been incredibly easy to get off-the-shelf parts, build a watch, and launch it for crowdfunding. But Olto-8 did not settle with these. They opted for the unusually shaped sapphire crystal, the stainless steel case, which is also not your typical shape, and that movement had to be decorated and modified to suit the unique time display and premium aesthetics. This is what you get when a microbrand actually puts in the work on the D of R&D. The Infinity II symbolizes the marriage between ingenuity and enterprising spirit that brings out the best in a microbrand. Not everyone can pull it off, but Olto-8 managed to do so in their latest outing. It's an impressively built timepiece for the sporty race car enthusiasts that happens to know a thing or two about watches as well. But for the watch fans out there, it's a must-have, not only because it's a great value proposition, but it's also beautifully crafted for a timepiece.